Hey there, sports history fan. Arnie Chapman here from the Sports History Network. Now, before you jump into this episode, I wanted to share with you an exciting giveaway we have going on with Home Field Apparel. We have a digital $50 gift card to homefieldapparel.com for one lucky fan of the Sports History Network. All you got to do is head over to sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways to sign up. Again, that's sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways.
Hello, this is Ross Bliley from the podcast Pigskin Tales. This podcast is sponsored by Sterling Soap Company. With products sold throughout 41 locations around the globe, Sterling Soap Company has a unique assortment of products to choose from for your loved one for the holidays. Handmade artisan soaps created by Roderick and Amanda Lovin since 2012, these products are affordable and provide great value. Act now and save on your shipping costs. If you purchase $75 or more, your shipping cost is free in the United States. Shop now online at sterlingsoap.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Yesterday's Sports on the Sports History Network. Super Bowl X, a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys, will go down in NFL history as one of the best Super Bowls ever. Before we get to the game, let's look at some team history. The Pittsburgh Steelers joined the NFL in 1933. From 1933 to 1971, the team had just 8 winning seasons and never played in a championship game. That all changed in 1972, when the Steelers reached the AFC Championship. They lost that game by 4 points to the eventual Super Bowl champion Miami Dolphins. The Steelers were back in the playoffs again the following season, this time losing to the Oakland Raiders. But the Steelers were loaded with talent, and it was just a matter of time before they would make it to the Super Bowl. They did just that the following season. They not only made it, but they won it, giving the team its first world championship in its 42-year history. The goal now was to defend their title. The opponent, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys joined the league in 1960 as an expansion team and struggled at the start with 5 losing seasons in a row. In 1965, the team showed promise, going 7-7. Then, Dallas reached the NFL Championship in 1966 and 1967, losing both times to the eventual Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers. The next 2 seasons ended the same way, with playoff losses to the Cleveland Browns. Then in 1970, the Cowboys finally reached the Super Bowl, only to lose it to the Baltimore Colts in heartbreaking fashion on a last-second field goal. But they came back, winning the Super Bowl the following season with a convincing 24-3 victory over the Miami Dolphins. In 1972 and 1973, Dallas reached the NFC Championship, but lost both times. The team finished a disappointing 8-6 in 1974 and missed the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Going into the 1975 season, many players were on the downside of their careers. Several players retired, while others were traded. 1975 was supposed to be a rebuilding year, but Dallas sprung a surprise. This would be a Super Bowl year. On January 18th, 1976, the defending Super Bowl champion Steelers faced the underdog Cowboys at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Here's how the first half went. Dallas won the coin toss and elected to receive. Former Steelers player Preston Pearson caught the kickoff at the 3-yard line. But instead of running with the ball, he handed it off to rookie linebacker Thomas Henderson on a reverse. Henderson ran the ball to the Pittsburgh 44-yard line before being knocked out of bounds by kicker Roy Gerela. But the Cowboys' first possession did not go well. Quarterback Roger Staubach faked the handoff to Preston Pearson, but that fake did not fool defensive end L.C. Greenwood. Left unblocked, Greenwood was on Staubach immediately, forcing a fumble. Dallas recovered but lost 3 yards. The next 2 plays resulted in a 2-yard run and an incomplete pass. Dallas punted and Pittsburgh took possession at their 17. The Steelers came out running. Franco Harris gained 8 yards, followed by a 7-yard run by Rocky Bleier. 2 more runs by Harris gave the Steelers a 3rd and 1. Another run by Harris gained nothing, and the Steelers punted. Pittsburgh punter Bobby Walden fumbled the snap, and a swarm of Cowboy players tackled him. Dallas had possession on the Steelers' 29-yard line, and the Cowboys didn't wait to take advantage. A Staubach pass to Drew Pearson resulted in a touchdown. The extra point was good. Just like that, the underdog Cowboys had a 7-0 lead. Dallas kicked off, and the Steelers took possession at their 32. A run by Franco gained 8 yards. On 2nd down, Bleier got another yard, and then Harris plowed for 6 more on a 1st down. On the Steelers' 9th running play in a row, Bleier gained another 4 yards. Then on 2nd and 6, Terry Bradshaw finally threw his first pass. Receiver Lynn Swann made a spectacular sideline catch for a 32-yard gain. 2 more running plays gained 9 yards. Bleier ran for 5 and Harris got 4. On 3rd and 1 from the 7, the Steelers caught the Cowboys' defense off guard with an unexpected pass. Tight end Randy Grossman caught it for Pittsburgh's first score. The extra point tied the game at 7. After the kickoff, the Cowboys took over at their 35. Robert Newhouse ran for 7, and Doug Dennison gained another 5. A pass to tight end Gene Fugit went for 9 yards, and then a draw play to Newhouse gained 16. Another draw play to Newhouse got 5, while Dennison gained another 4. It appeared that the Cowboys had the steel curtain defense on the ropes, but a 3rd and 1 run by Newhouse came up inches short of the 1st down. An ordinarily conservative Tom Landry decided to go for it, and Doug Dennison got just enough for the 1st down. But the next 2 runs gained only 2 yards. The 1st quarter ended with the score tied 7-7. On 3rd and 9, the Cowboys had a false start. It was the first penalty of the game. After 7 runs in a row, Dallas passed, but the pass fell incomplete. The Cowboys settled for a field goal and a 10-7 lead. Dallas kicked off and Pittsburgh took over at their 32. Bradshaw passed on 1st down, but the ball fell incomplete after he took a big hit from Ed Too Tall Jones. 3 runs then netted 24 yards. Bleier got 6, Bradshaw ran for 8, and Harris gained 10. But surprisingly, instead of continuing to run, the Steelers tried a lateral to receiver John Stallworth. That play lost 4 yards. Bradshaw recovered, hitting Stallworth with a 13-yard pass reception to make it 3rd and 1. When Dallas stopped Harris for no gain, the Steelers decided to go for it on 4th down, but Franco dropped the pass while being hit by Cliff Harris. Dallas took over at their 36. A run and a pass completion gained 8 yards, but a third down pass was incomplete. Dallas punted and Pittsburgh took possession on their 22. An incomplete pass and a sack followed a 3-yard run. It was clear now that the defenses were beginning to take control of this game. A fair catch by Golden Richards gave Dallas the ball at their 48. A pass to Preston Pearson put the ball at the Steelers' 42, just shy of a first down. A bad exchange resulted in a fumble, but the Cowboys recovered. Preston Pearson then caught a third down pass, giving Dallas a first down at the Steelers' 37. The next two plays resulted in a short run and an incompletion. But a third down reception by reserve running back Charles Young gave the Cowboys a first down on the 21. It looked like Dallas was in position to get at least a field goal, but the Steel Curtain rose to the occasion. A pitch out to Newhouse lost 3, and 2 passing attempts resulted in 2 sacks. Dallas had to punt. A good punt by Mitch Hoops put the Steelers at their 6. After 2 runs gained just 4 yards, Bradshaw threw a long pass to Lynn Swann, who made his second spectacular catch of the game, giving the Steelers the ball at the Cowboys' 37. After a first down pass fell incomplete, Blyer ran for 7, and Harris got 3 and a first down. Bradshaw then completed a 7-yard pass, eluding a fierce pass rush by the Dallas D. But the next 2 plays gained just 1 yard, and Pittsburgh set up for a 36-yard field goal and the tie. The usually reliable Roy Gerela was off target. Dallas took possession, but only had enough time for a 5-yard run by Robert Newhouse before the half ended, with the Cowboys holding a 10-7 lead. We'll continue with the second half on our next edition of Yesterday's Sports here on the Sports History Network.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Yesterday's Sports on the Sports History Network. In my last podcast, we looked at the first half of Super Bowl X. Today, I'll take you through the third and fourth quarters of one of the best Super Bowls of all time. Pittsburgh took the second half kickoff at their 25-yard line. 2 runs by Harris lost yardage, and a third down pass was incomplete. The Steelers had to punt, and Dallas took possession at their 42. 2 runs gained only 3 yards. Then on 3rd and 7, Pittsburgh defensive back J.T. Thomas intercepted a Roger Staubach pass and returned it to the Dallas 25-yard line. 3 straight runs by Franco Harris gained enough for a first down, but a run by Bradshaw lost 2 yards, and 2 pass attempts fell incomplete. The Steelers lined up for a 33-yard field goal, but Roy Gerela missed again. Gerela had bruised his ribs while forcing Thomas Henderson out of bounds on the opening kick, and it was apparent the hit was affecting his kicking. Dallas took over at their 20. A run by Preston Pearson gained 9 yards, and then Robert Newhouse ran for 2 and a first down. 2 more runs by Newhouse gained 5 yards, and on 3rd and 5, Staubach dropped back to pass, but was forced out of the pocket by a Pittsburgh blitz. He came up about a half a yard short of the first down marker. The Cowboys punted, and the Steelers took possession at their 24. Harris gained 3, and a pass to Swann got 12 more. 2 more runs gained 8 yards, but a third down pass was incomplete. It was an all-out defensive battle, with heavy hitting on both sides. Pittsburgh punted, and Dallas took possession at their 19. 3 straight runs gave the Cowboys enough for a first down. A 2-yard run and an 8-yard pass gave them another first down. But on the next play, a clipping penalty nullified a 4-yard run by Staubach, and it put Dallas back to the 26-yard line with 25 yards to go. Staubach ran for 6 yards, and a handoff to Newhouse gained 2 more. On third down, Preston Pearson caught a 15-yard pass, but it wasn't enough for a first down. That play marked the end of the third quarter. It would be easy to say that the Cowboys' offense was getting too conservative and sitting on their lead, but that statement underestimates the impact of the Steelers' defense. Staubach's passing game was getting stifled by a heavy pass rush and strong secondary defense. To open the fourth, Dave Brown fielded the punt and then fumbled. Had Dallas been able to recover, the Cowboys would have had the ball at the Steelers' 17-yard line. It's all speculation, of course, but a Dallas touchdown would have given them a 10-point lead, and the way the Cowboys' defense was playing, that might have been enough to win. Instead, Pittsburgh kept the ball and went to the air quickly. Bradshaw hit Franco for a 26-yard gain and a first down. An incompletion and a 2-yard run made it 3rd and 8. Bradshaw dropped back to pass, but rookie reserve linebacker Randy White dropped him for a 15-yard loss. After a booming 57-yard punt by Bobby Walden, the Cowboys started at their 18, but went nowhere. Things got worse when Reggie Harrison blocked the punt with the ball going out of the end zone for a safety. With 2 more points, the Steelers were now only 1 point behind. A good return put the Steelers at the Cowboys' 45-yard line. 5 runs in a row gave Pittsburgh a 3rd and 1 at the Dallas 20-yard line. The Cowboys' defense rose to the occasion and stopped Harris for no gain. Fans wondered if the Steelers might go for it on 4th down. Instead, Chuck Noll sent in Jarrella, who had already missed 2 field goals from about the same distance. But Jarrella came through this time. With just 8:54 left in the game, the favored Steelers took the lead for the first time, 12-10. In what could have been a disastrous play, Preston Pearson fumbled the kickoff, but then recovered at his 15. On first down, Staubach threw to Drew Pearson, using the same pattern used in the first quarter to score a touchdown, but this time, safety Mike Wagner read the play and intercepted. He returned it to the Cowboys' 6-yard line. Staubach later said, "It was our bread and butter play all season long. It was the first time it didn't work." The Dallas D dug in, and after 3 runs gained only 4 yards, Jarrella came through again, making the score 15-10. Dallas took possession at their 24. Newhouse gained 4 yards on a screen pass, but the next play resulted in a 9-yard loss as the Steel Curtain D once again sacked Staubach. An 8-yard pass to Charles Young was not nearly enough for a first down, and Dallas punted again. Pittsburgh took possession at their 30. 2 short runs left the Steelers with a 3rd and 5, and with only a 5-point lead, the Steelers needed a first down to run down the clock. Instead, they gambled by throwing deep. The Cowboys gambled too, by blitzing. The Steelers' gamble paid off, a 64-yard touchdown to Lynn Swann, who was later named the game's MVP. With a missed extra point, the lead grew to 21-10. Dallas took over at their own 20. Forced into passing, Staubach first hit Charles Young, and then he hit Drew Pearson for a 30-yard gain. On the next play, Staubach was sacked. the Steelers' 7th sack of the game. With time ticking away, Dallas had its back against the wall, but Staubach came through when he hit backup receiver Percy Howard on a 33-yard touchdown, making the score 21-17. With just 1:48 left in the game, Dallas tried an onside kick, but Pittsburgh recovered. The Steelers needed to run out the clock, but Dallas had wisely saved all 3 of their timeouts. Bradshaw wasn't at the controls at that point, having taken a vicious hit from Cowboys lineman Larry Cole on the touchdown pass to Swan. Out with a concussion, backup quarterback Terry Hanratty came into the game. After 3 straight runs resulted in no gain, Pittsburgh faced a 4th and 10 situation. Noel decided to gamble again, and he went for it on 4th down. It seemed like a risky move, but it was the right call. A 50-plus yard field goal was well out of the range for the injured gorilla. A punt could be dangerous. They had already had one mishap on a punt, and several others that were almost blocked. And even though Noel knew it was highly unlikely that his team would make the first down, he was confident that his defense could hold the Cowboys. A first down didn't come. A handoff to Blyer gained only 2 yards, and Dallas took over at their 38 with 1:22 left in the game. But they had used up all of their timeouts. Another fierce pass rush forced Staubach to run, but instead of running to the sidelines, he ran straight ahead, gaining 10 yards. A completion to Preston Pearson put the ball at the Pittsburgh 37, but like Staubach on the last play, he ran straight ahead instead of getting out of bounds to stop the clock. The 2 plays had gained 23 yards, but had used up an entire minute, leaving them with only 20 seconds left. A third low snap in a row left Staubach scrambling for the ball, and his pass fell incomplete. With only 12 seconds left, Staubach threw a Hail Mary pass to Percy Howard in the end zone. The ball hit Howard in the helmet and fell to the ground. Replay showed that had Howard positioned himself just a little bit further back, he might have caught the ball for a Dallas victory. Undaunted, Staubach threw another Hail Mary pass, but this time Glenn Edwards intercepted, and Super Bowl X was over. It was a Super Bowl to remember. The 2 teams would meet again 3 years later to wage another epic battle. The Steelers would win again, this time 35-31.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you got to do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you got to do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. that message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I am through if you're through.